My name is Ilene Ryan. I'm an executive recruiter and a job search strategist with Pounding Pavement 101. I am here today with Maria Castillo Dominguez. We're bringing you some financial information from the job and career standpoint. So Maria, please introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Maria Castillo Dominguez. I am a certified financial planner and I am the founder of Valoria Wealth Management. It's a financial planning firm. We focus mostly on professional women and their families, but we work with a variety of clients.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me today. Before we start today's topic, I want to tell all the viewers to subscribe or follow, so this way you get alerts every time I post new content to help you in your job search. So Maria, today I want to talk about as you're switching jobs, okay, because there are a lot of people out there who are either employed and are ready for that next opportunity, or they've been laid off, and there are certainly a lot of layoffs happening right now. So before you consider switching jobs, what steps should they take financially to ensure that smooth transition?
Yeah, so there are many different things that you should be looking at. I'm going to respond to this question from the angle of you are leaving your job voluntarily. Let's say you're deciding that you are the one leaving. So these are the steps and things that people should be thinking about. One is evaluate the benefits that you're leaving behind. And this is very important. And I'm talking about vesting, especially. Vesting, for example, in your 401k. So let's say that you have a 401k that you're participating. There is a portion of the 401k that has a vesting period, likely has a vesting period. So the portion that you contribute from your salary, that goes with you no matter what. But the portion that your employer match for you likely has a vesting period. So it's important that people are familiar with this vesting period, because if you are within that vesting period, there are money that you're leaving behind and you need to know how much is that. The same happens with RSUs, or restricted stock units. There is a vesting involved with these shares that your company is granting to you. So it's very important that you know how much are you leaving behind. And if you have the opportunity to maybe wait a little bit longer to be subject to a larger vesting in the next months, it may be worth exploring. So you have options here. Very important to look at that. Other benefits that you should be looking at: flexible spending accounts. This is voluntary, meaning you may contribute or you may not. Flexible spending accounts are very restricted to when you should be using your money. So basically, by the end of the year, you should be using the money that you put in this flexible spending account for medical expenses. Now, in most cases, before you leave your job, you must use these funds or you lose them. So if you put money into this account thinking that you're going to use it for medical expenses, maybe it's dental work or whatever that is, you may not have until the end of the year. If you leave your company, you're going to have to use these funds or you're going to lose it. So make sure that you review how much you have there, what are the rules, and if you need to use it, use it. And it's very generous, the things that you can use it for. Sometimes it's dental, vision, medication, prescriptions, and things like that. Any other benefits, like legal plans, for example? Is there anything that you should be looking at in your estate plan that you can use your legal plan for? So make sure that you utilize all of that before you leave. Other things, vacation time, and I see this often. Vacation time. If every company is gonna have their own policy, some companies are gonna be willing to pay it out, and some companies are lose it at this point. Like if you have not used it and you're giving us your notice, it's lost. You cannot use it anymore. So make sure that you are aware of what the policy is. Also, if you're choosing the payout and they are giving you the option to pay out, know that the payout is taxable. So that's extra money that is taxed to you. Very important. And I'm gonna mention something that is, you don't see this so often, and people don't think about this often, but it's worth exploring and thinking about. when you're leaving your job temporarily, let's say that you have the option to take a few months off, and you want to take a few months off, it's likely that your income is lower. So consider changing maybe a little bit the where you're contributing. Versus 401k traditional versus Roth 401k. One is taxable right now, the other one is not. And how much in each one, it depends greatly on every person, but it's worth exploring. Hey, am I gonna have a lower income this year? Should I be switching my contributions? And also, do I have the cash flow, enough cash flow to up my contributions this year, since I'm not gonna be able to contribute for months because I'm gonna be taking some time off? So that's something to think about.
This is incredible information. So I would think that before even switching jobs, before even, starting in the job market, and I'm happy to help people get hired, they should reach out to their financial advisor or someone like you who can at least have the conversation with them. All of these points that you're making, which are incredibly important. So this way you're not leaving dollars on the table.
Exactly. Yeah, planning goes a long way. Planning goes a long way. Yeah. And if it's something that you're thinking about already, talk to your financial planner and see what you guys should be looking at.
Maria, do you work nationally?
I do, yes.
Okay, so anyone can be reaching out to you for that consultation in order to get that information, in order to set themselves up to succeed. That's the goal here. It's don't leave dollars on the table. Are there any other points that you want to make about this topic?
I would say these are the things that you have to take in consideration regarding your benefits, your income, etc. There are other things that you should be looking at too, and these are financial obligations, right? So you have to assess what your financial obligations are, and these are mortgage, rent, groceries, etc. Many people they really don't understand how much they are spending, or they are underestimating how much they are spending, especially in today's world when eggs cost $8, right? So you have to be very aware of what you're spending and your obligations are. Monthly and annually, what about the insurance that you have to pay every 6 months, for example, for your auto? So be very familiar with that, because those are obligations that you're gonna have to take care of. The other point that I want to make sure that I address is health insurance. Very important is most people that are employed benefit from group health insurance at a much lower price than what you will pay in the marketplace. So if you're leaving your job and you may have a gap, let's say even if it's a gap of 1 month transition, you do not want to be not covered by insurance, because you never know what is going to show up.
And this insurance is so incredibly important. You should never walk around without health insurance, because you just never know. And even when you are covered, it could still be thousands of dollars out of pocket. So yeah, this is incredibly important.
Yes. So make sure that you understand, are you going to have a gap where you're going to have to come out with money out of pocket? And if that is the case, money out of pocket, I mean paying higher premium to cover you for a period of time. You have options like COBRA, or maybe get under your spouse health insurance, because that's considered a life event. So your spouse may be able to change her benefits or his benefits to cover you. So there are options, but make sure that you understand, are you going to have a period of time where you need to be in someone else's insurance or get your own insurance, but it's going to cost you more than what you're paying right now? Very important.
That's important to double check, because I know, especially for our new graduates or our young adults who are watching, at 26, they can no longer go on their parents' insurance. And even if they're a student, there are issues that are involved there, and I'm going through that right now. So Maria, you and I can talk about that later. Curious, what is the biggest mistake that you see that people are making financially when they're switching jobs?
Not preparing and leaving money on the table.
Yeah.
They prepare it. Sometimes it's a rational decision. They are burnt out and they don't want to do this anymore. And they are just thinking, I need a break, and they are not planning ahead. So I see that, not often, but I see that sometimes happening. It's good to take a pause, breathe, review what you have, and make sure that you don't leave anything good behind.
So incredibly important. So Maria, we're going to add your contact information to this video down below. So this way people can reach out to you in order to plan in advance. I think that's the biggest takeaway. Plan in advance. And we will continue these conversations because you have this incredible knowledge to share with the viewers and job seekers and career professionals. So I am here today with Maria Castillo Dominguez. My name is Ilene Ryan. I'm an executive recruiter and a job search strategist with Pounding Pavement 101.